Welcome to Oil Camp. I'm so excited to have Tara here today. She has a really busy schedule this week, so she's not able to join us on Tuesday night. So we're going to record this tonight, and we'll play it for you on Tuesday. So Tara's going to talk to us about seasonal skincare, and I just love this topic because, as we were just mentioning to each other, everybody wants to know how to keep their skin youthful. Yeah, right? Totally. Yeah. Myself included. So she's got 5 really great tips for us, and I'm going to have you take it away.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for having me on a Sunday/Tuesday. Like Wendy said, my schedule's a little crazy, and they just changed it, so I can't be with you on Tuesday, but this recording will, and Wendy will, for any questions or concerns people may have. So I'll be there with you in spirit and via recording. So you guys are going to have a handout in the Oil Camp, Essential Oils for the Skin. It's a 2-page handout, and what I really, really love is not only is it really beautiful, but it has some amazing skincare tips as we go into spring and summer, and then also as depending on where you live, if you live in Florida and you get more sun time than we do here in the perpetual land of winter in Reno. And so depending on where you live, these are things you can implement all year round. And they're really great overall to hopefully combat that aging process.
Right. So it's not only about how to look youthful, but of course your skin is part of your immune system. So what happens on the outside could influence what's happening on the inside. So we want to be particularly attentive to the health of our skin.
Exactly. I like that whole beautiful on the inside, beautiful on the outside. And so if we're not taking care of our insides, our skin's not going to look great, and vice versa. So tuning into that handout, I guess we can go ahead and do that.
All right.
We'll look at the first page here. What's really amazing is we see the 5 tips for amazing skin, which I don't think anyone's not interested in having. So if you can see this image on the screen here, the first thing, and it kind of plays off last class, which is hydration and diet. So I don't know if you ever just don't get enough water in. I mean, I feel like I never get enough water in. But you have that ruddy complexion, and you're not really getting, I feel like, the toxins out. Hydration is a big deal, and it's not just drinking anything. It's not just drinking something to have your daily amount of liquids, because sugar isn't exactly something we're talking about. Hydration, we're talking about water. I carry my 40-ounce bottle everywhere.
It's bigger than you are.
It's huge, and it's like a weapon if you get mugged. So that's what's nice too. This thing is huge. But what's really great is I can fill this twice in a day and get my hydration that I need, and I can add my oils because it's stainless steel.
Yeah, that's great. So it doesn't degrade the rubber or anything inside the cap?
It doesn't.
I have problems with that.
And surprisingly, it keeps it clean, because I'd like to say I wash it every single day, but I don't.
Okay.
And it always smells nice and fresh, like lemons.
Great.
Because I always put lemon in there. It's great for detox.
And so you know that that's how much volume you should drink every day. So
2 of these for me.
My tip for last week was, and I stole this from somebody else, is I usually just drink out of these plastic, which are probably terrible for you, plastic water bottles. And my thought was to keep track of how many water bottles I should ideally drink 4 of these a day. And I thought, well, I could wear 4 of those pretty diffuser bracelets, and every time I finished a bottle of water, I could just slip the bracelet onto my other hand. So that was my
very
big
good
idea that I stole from somebody else.
Well, that's how the Buddhists do it. I'm Buddhist, and they put the prayer beads on, and then they kind of like count the beads. That's why you have the big bead necklace.
There's something to
There's a little method to their madness, so it's kind of the same. Yeah, whatever helps you get your water in. If you have to tick mark it for 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4, whatever your work schedule is.
Not everybody's working at 2 a.m.
Yeah, hopefully for you, nobody is, but I've been there, done that. So the first thing, diet and hydration. So besides drinking our adequate water, we want to get adequate sleep, so no 2 a.m.s ideally. And you also want to get a nutritious diet full of grains, fiber, fruits, and veggies, rich in vitamin C, those are the building blocks to keep your body running well during the day and producing healthy skin. So we're also going to be jumping into our other vitamin-rich diets, which is vitamin E, C, beta carotene, your B vitamins, minerals, and vitamin A. So we'll talk about vitamin A later, but an interesting fact is lack of vitamin A has to do with hair loss, skin problems, dry eyes, and night blindness, if not blindness eventually. Blindness. Yes.
And that could be from malabsorption too, couldn't it? Like you could be eating it, but your digestive system doesn't absorb it. So
yeah, I imagine sometimes, you know, if you're not feeding your environment properly and you're just actually urinating it out, that also has to do with absorption, which we'll talk about. The follow-up class for this will be a melt. It's a fascia mini hand and facelift spa class. And what's great is with doing fascia work, we can talk about absorption and hydration with hydrating our fascia. So that helps hold that liquid environment better.
And you'll definitely want to come to that. It's really fun. And we teach, whenever I've taught that facelift class, it's really remarkable how dramatic some people's faces will change. One side will be lifted and the other side will just be their normal side.
I know. I don't know.
Amazing.
I don't know if you've seen The Other Sister. It's a movie. It's like back in the 90s maybe. And she is mentally challenged and she goes to a cosmetic counter and wants her makeup done and they only do half of her face. And she's like, well, what about the other half? And they said, well, you have to pay for the other half. And so she was kind of surprised. And for anyone who sees it, it's hilarious. And so she walks around hiding the side of her face the whole time because she only has one side of her makeup done. And that's what that split shot reminds me of. You melt the one side and it's nice, and the other one is
it's amazing how the collagen changes, the hydration changes within the skin in just a minute. It's amazing. 50-second facelift, that's what it's called. So that's at the end of the month. I think it's the last Saturday this month, and it will be at the basement.
It's actually going to be, yes, at the basement. It's on Sunday, April 28th at 1 to 2:30.
Great.
And we decided at the basement.
Right.
Not Swill.
Right.
Basement.
The harpists are there. So we don't
yes, we don't want the harpists while we're rolling our face, but maybe the harpists would appreciate that. Speaking of skin and 50-second facelift, the skin's 50 to 70% water. And so obviously if you're dehydrated, your skin's going to be the first thing that shows that you're dehydrated. So it's really important. Carry your water around. I get made fun of at work by our cardiologist all day long, but every single one of us has the exact same water bottle with a different stickers on it or whatever, so people don't drink each other's water, because it's super important. Again, steer clear of sodas, the sugars, the alcohol. Alcohol is going to dehydrate you, obviously. Caffeinated beverages. Sugar just plays a huge role in a variety of things with the body system, especially dehydration. I think we talk about it here later, but definitely I would try to minimize the sugar and the alcohol and any caffeine. I know green tea is great for you, so maybe we'll leave the teas out of it. But when it comes to diet, like I said, you want to have those vitamins, minerals like magnesium and zinc. If you're not able to eat your mangoes and your eggs and your leafy greens and your blueberries with the antioxidants, really honestly, LLV is huge. It has beta carotene. The Z omega has those vitamin A, alpha carotene, beta carotene. And then we have the microplex VMZ, which has a lot of the nutrients and essential minerals that you need. So I'm going to reach over here. The LLV 3-pack is amazing. It makes it super easy. They even have those pre-packaged daily dose ones, but you can also separate them out yourself, and it works in the trio. I'm sure many of us are familiar with the LLV. Big fans. It helps brain function and eyes and immune function and everything. But what I love is I just continue to learn more in-depth knowledge that LLV always has everything we need.
It's amazing.
Like whenever we do a class, it's like, oh, that's in the
That's
LLV.
in there, yeah.
Oh, vitamin A, that's in the LLV.
You know, and frankly, if it's not in there and you need it, you can always customize the Lifelong Vitality Pack with the customize button on the product page. And one of the things that you might consider adding, if you do have troubled skin and it's a chronic or reoccurring condition, you might add the Terrazyme, Digestin Terrazyme product. That was mentioned at leadership as being very beneficial for your skin.
That makes sense. That's awesome. That's a good, that's a super good additive. And then we're going to beyond diet and hydration, which with your hydration as well, you can add oils to your water in stainless steel or glass. Make sure it's a supplement. And you'll see that on your bottle that it's a supplement and not just an oil blend. I mentioned I always put lemon in my water because it helps detoxify my system. You'll see the next bullet there is exercise and stress. The skin contains 1/2 to 2/3 of all blood in the body. Therefore, regular exercise, yoga, facials, or massage provides beneficial circulation that keeps nutrients and blood flowing to the skin, helps manage stress. And so you want to eliminate those worry frown lines.
I want to start doing that.
I know. So this just kind of goes back right into that fascia work. You're stimulating the circulation. You're increasing the blood flow. You're producing collagen and elastin. A interesting tip, collagen. Many people have probably heard of collagen. I went to the vitamin store the other day and there's collagen everywhere, watermelon collagen, and there's marine collagen and bovine collagen, all these different supplements. Collagen is a protein that your body produces, and it starts to decline at the age of 25 and continues. Collagen, colla, is a Greek derivative meaning glue. So collagen actually it glues your body together, basically. So it's found in your eyes. It's found in your skin, your nails. Where else is it found? Let's see. It's found in your tendons and your bones. So collagen is pretty important. So that also goes back to that diet. You want to be eating adequate protein so your body can produce those amino acids needed to make the collagen. And sometimes we see these in my bathroom. My boyfriend has this leftover collagen bottle that was a cream, and if you put a collagen topical cream, it's going to sit on the top of your face. It's a protein. It's not going to absorb into your skin. It really comes from diet. It comes from stimulating that circulation. It comes from fascia work, and it comes from the LLV.
And isn't that good to know? Because, you know, you go into Macy's or, you know, wherever, and there's all kinds of collagen-based products, and it's such a buzzword in the industry that it would be really easy to just think, oh, I'm just going to put collagen on.
Yeah, I know.
But the way I understand it is that the molecules are just too big to even pass through the skin, so you have to take it internally.
Right, exactly. And so what I just love is that the vitamins E, C, beta carotene, B vitamins, magnesium, and zinc are almost all found in the LLV. And then you can have add that Terrazyme for that extra help in your gut function and healing. Collagen decreases with smoking, sugar intake, and UV ray exposure. So one of the things on here is actually quitting smoking. I'm sure nobody on this call smokes. I know we're all on the bandwagon, especially me in cardiology. It's like, oh, they're smoking. Oh, you're a smoker, aren't you? You're on my table at 2 a.m. and you smoke, and I'm kind of irritated. But I get it. It's an addiction. It's difficult. A lot of people do it. My dad smokes. My mom used to smoke. So, I mean, it's a prevalent thing. But honestly, besides the cardiac thing where I'm always promoting quitting smoking, if you want to have a great complexion, I mentioned earlier that smoking decreases that vitamin A. So that's dealing with blindness and hair loss. I mean, a lot of people don't want to stop anything until it's a vanity reason. I hate to say it. It's like, oh, it's fine until I gain 20 pounds. Oh, it's fine until my teeth turn yellow. You know, and so quitting smoking, smokers have nearly 5 times greater chance of being crisscross with wrinkles rather than people that don't smoke. It's interesting to see people standing next to each other that are the same age. I've seen that now as I'm a little bit more aware and older, walking around like, my mom's their age and she does not look that old. So props to my mom.
Yep.
And so smoking destroys the collagen and the oxygen-rich blood cells in the skin. It strips that vitamin A, and it actually might be worse than sun exposure, which is crazy because most people think that the sun is the biggest,
that's the hardest
factor
thing on the skin, right? But it's really smoking.
Yeah. Sun protection. Just make sure, obviously, getting your vitamin D, getting a little sun exposure every day is amazing for your health. 20 minutes is recommended per day. When we're talking about vitamin D, that's another can of worms, but just know most of the people in our area are deficient. And even if you ran around naked in the sun for, I think it's like all day, every day, we still can't get enough vitamin D absorption. And so that would be a sight. Everyone running around trying to get in their vitamin D. So that's something to always look into on your own. They do blood work for it. But 20 minutes per day in the sun is great for your UV and sun vitamin D exposure, but you don't want to overdo it. That skin turning brown is that production of melanin to kind of protect the skin from damage. So I would be using some sort of SPF. When it comes to oils, just also for everyone probably knows some of the citrus oils topically aren't great for sun exposure. They make you, what is the word I'm looking for? Photosensitive.
Yeah,
yes,
that's the one. Can you take a look at the brightening gel?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the brightening gel is part of the doTERRA product line, and it's under the essential skincare, and this has bergamot in it. And bergamot is the only citrus oil that does not have that photosensitivity on your skin. Just thought I would add that. There is a quiz later. So.
And then I want to say, and don't quote me, but I think green mandarin also falls in there now as well.
Okay.
But the cool thing is bergamot is so amazing for your skin, so I'm so happy that it's not on that list of photosensitivity.
Yeah, so is that, it says it's a gel. I have never used that before.
So I don't know if anybody can see. We're going to go into proper skincare here anyways, talking about skin cleansing. And so speaking of this brightening gel, if anyone hasn't used it, it's really cool. There's a little weird bowl shape inside, and you push underneath, like, anyone ever use those push pop ice creams?
Yeah, right.
That's what it reminds me of. You just push a little bit and it comes through the top, and then you can kind of put it on. And I personally struggle with acne scarring and that dark spots that kind of form. I personally deal with like a nodule cystic type acne, which has to do with some other hormones and different factors, and sometimes food, if the foods you're sensitive to, are going to cause kind of skin complexion issues. So just be mindful with your diet. If curry, in my experience, curry powder makes my skin go crazy, and I've been on a curry kick all week. So I love this brightening gel. I do use it for some of my acne scarring and dark spots. And what I love is, like you mentioned, it has bergamot. It also has juniper berry and melissa in there. What's really cool about this line is it actually comes with a cool little handout that actually talks about the oils in the actual wine. I don't know if you can see that with the bright light, but we're going to talk about, so if you want to see, melissa is known for its calming and soothing aroma. It helps diminish the appearance of imperfections, keeping skin looking clean and healthy.
Nice. And you can't see this because it's just off the screen, but Tara has a collection of products from the Essentials line. So is that a customized kit that you bought? Because they have a couple different ways to buy that product.
So what I loved is I was a little short on PV. I feel like I had a little extra frankincense bottles, and I had my shampoo for the month, and I had all these other oils. I had my diffuser and my springtime bloom, which I love. Citrus bloom, so great. And so I was a little bit short, and I knew I was going to do this class, and I wanted to get some more of the skincare products than what I had. And so I did the customized kit, and it actually sends you a really cool little bag with like 4 products, and then you add, and it wasn't really too bad. I think
that's nice. You know, before we sign up, maybe after we're finished with the sheets, we'll go into my account and we'll just show everybody where they can find that.
Yeah, it's perfect. So there is, for anyone who hasn't used the skincare lines or hasn't looked on doTERRA, there's about 3 lines besides the spa line. There's the HD Clear line. There's the Virage, I think that's how you say it, Virage line, and then there's our Essential Skincare line. So each one seems to have a little bit of a different target from what I understood. The HD Clear, to me, seemed like it was really targeting acne and clear skin, maybe with some of the younger generation or younger skin with different things going on. And then the Virage seemed to still kind of look at the clearing of the skin, but also hydration. And then it really seemed like the aging and the just maintaining your youth was really with the Essential Skincare.
Exactly.
I've kind of used all of them. I was really loving some of the Virage products. And now I've kind of graduated into the Essentials, but sometimes I still mix and match. I like the Virage moisturizer a lot, and I'm just but I've also been playing with the new moisturizer in the other line.
I love this one. I love that.
It's so pretty too.
I love that one.
Yeah.
And I use the Yarrow Palm on my face first, and then I layer the hydrating cream on there, and it's a lovely combination. And I'm just going to add that the Virage skincare line is almost 100% essential oils, and the Essentials line is a mixture of essential oils and I think they call it nutraceuticals. So it's it's not quite as heavy in the essential oils.
Yeah, and that's what so I played back and forth a little bit with them. What I love about the Essential Skincare line is a lot of it has geranium and frankincense. And geranium, I know a lot of people aren't fans of the scent, but when mixed with other things, it's great. But it says it's the sister of rose, and it's just such a powerhouse for your skin, along with frankincense. Wendy mentioned yarrow. I have a feeling, and I'm just spitballing here, but I have a feeling very soon or eventually these all are going to get reformulated to add yarrow. I really do. I don't know how they could have this amazing skincare line and not add yarrow because it's so hydrating. Oh look, I didn't even know it was exclusive previously, so that was from convention. So what I love about yarrow, speaking of the collagen in your skin and the keeping you youthful, and then talking about fascia work, is yarrow actually helps with collagen production.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I really didn't. I used it to kind of moisturize my skin and help with the anti-aging properties, but I didn't realize that it actually helps with collagen production, and then internally, of course, it helps with that inflammatory response and immune system health. So I wouldn't be surprised. So anyone who has your skincare lines, I would definitely add yarrow. I tried to get a little dropper because I have the exclusive preview size that didn't come with the dropper. That came out in November, which is amazing.
Well, you're going to have to splurge.
But now I'm going to have to splurge because you can't buy an aftermarket dropper because it doesn't
And
work.
some people have added the Yarrow Palm directly to the hydrating cream. And you certainly can do it that way. But I like to give my skin just a little moment to absorb that and then just layer it on the top. I usually do that right before I go to bed at night. It's just, my skin is so happy when I wake up.
Oh, yeah. I absolutely love it. I feel hydrated. I feel a little lifted, and it makes sense because that's that collagen in there.
That's it.
Going to work. And then,
there you go. That's such a great thing to know. I didn't know that.
We'll add the mini facelift, and everyone will stay forever 20.
They have those stores Forever 21. I'm like, I've never seen a store Forever 49 or 53.
But I watched Mamma Mia yesterday with Meryl Streep, and I was like, oh my gosh, she looks so young in this movie. When was this movie made? 2008. When was she born? She was like 49 or 59 in that movie. I'm like, oh, whatever she's doing.
I know. She does pretty good. Well, she's got a team,
It's true.
Yeah,
so we now have our own. We have our own team now, so we don't. Right. Yeah, for a fraction of the price. Okay. I'm sure. So proper skincare. I think I forgot to bring my little. It's not a doTERRA product, but it's a little cool facial exfoliating brush. It's not like rubbing your face with a loofah and not like really hard. Gosh, what is it? A Clarisonic. It's a Clarisonic
I love mine.
brush.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't used it in a long time, but I do love it. I love that.
So Clarisonic brush, for anyone who doesn't have one, I think it's really important not to just cleanse your face daily, but to do just a kind of a light, I don't really get in
tissue.
there.
Yeah, no, you can do it really light. And have brushes that are different kinds of textures or, you know, different toughness, I guess. And so if you just buy the really gentle one, that's
what I have.
Yeah.
And they're interchangeable and it's rechargeable. But the charge I've charged it in December and I haven't recharged it yet. I use it every day.
I'm so glad that you brought that up. And I like to use the Essential Skincare. It's a gel cleanser.
Is it this one or this one?
It might be. I think it might be this one.
This is the one I use. It's the facial cleanser. There's also an invigorating scrub, which I love, that has grapefruit in it.
Yeah, that's nice too.
And so I don't know about you, but I just put just a tiny bit on my little Clarisonic brush, and then I turn it on, and it stops when you're done.
Yeah, it's very clever.
It's just gentle enough that I feel like it's getting rid of that build up. And if you have, if you're ethnic like I am and you have any issues with ingrown hairs or anything like that you need kind of like help so that you can get that removed or lasered or whatever, and opening my
not
skeleton.
Easy being a chick.
It's really not. I'm Mexican and Italian, I just got all the hair.
Yeah.
So it's really, really great exfoliant without really like overdoing it or ripping your skin off. Some of those lymphatic brushes and stuff are like way too much for me on your face.
And we talked about skincare kind of before the winter season, and talked about how during the winter you really don't want to do exfoliating of your skin because the weather is harsh. We're in an environment with the heat on and it dries out your skin. But now we're heading into a different season. So it's a nice change to be able to treat your skin with the season. So you might want to add something that's got just a gentle little exfoliant to it. And I think the invigorating rub is nice because when you wash it off, your skin feels very hydrated afterwards. It doesn't feel like it's been stripped.
Right.
But you have a small polisher in there that actually feels lovely on the skin, but it's not overdone. It's very nice. It's a very nice product.
And I feel very pampered. It's a great way to start your morning off. Regardless of the season, always remember a mild cleanser, warm, not hot water. Soap will strip your oils from your skin. So especially in the winter, like you said, if you're using soap, you're really stripping your skin of that needed moisture. Also, if you have oily skin out there, just know that you still need a moisturizer. Just one that maybe caters to your skin. Don't just kind of let your skin go without. I get that it's tough having that oily production. And it looks like your skin sheds itself every 28 days. So manual exfoliation just helps strip that little extra dead cells, which is part of that acne production. For anyone who has acne still, I thought that it would go away once you got out of your teenage years. But no, you just become an adult.
And when you go through menopause, it can come up again. So,
so it's just the gift that keeps on giving.
So are you ready for the second page?
I am. We're going to flip over
so I'm
here.
Stop this one, and I'm going to go back in here.
And remember your water.
And this one, and share.
Perfect. So we're talking about those DIY skin hacks here. We've talked about a lot of amazing products that doTERRA offers. Like I said, you can mix and match a little bit. If you're kind of in between, or if you really want to jump on board with the Essentials line, I think it's a great line. If you have teenagers, maybe the HD Clear line would be better for them. I mean, maybe an early 20-year-old, maybe they would really like the Virage for a while. So you can kind of tailor it for your friends and family, for yourself. When it comes into your skin hacks, we already talked about adding yarrow, which is not yet, I say yet, which is not currently in the any of the lines, but it's amazing. So it's a product to definitely add. And then there's some really awesome recipes on this handout. I'm really excited. This would, for anyone who likes to teach classes or do workshops, this would really be an amazing workshop. You have foaming facial wash, hydrating spray, body wash, body exfoliant. There's so many products you can do here for a holiday or for Easter coming up, for, you know, an Easter
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Yeah.
It's really, really beautiful. The Mother's Day promo that's going on, which is amazing.
Yeah,
that
you know,
oil
it's
is
so
like
good.
heaven.
The diffuser and the citrus bloom are sold out. But I don't, maybe you can still get the citrus bloom.
I literally just got mine, but I didn't realize they're sold out. The citrus bloom is my favorite.
Beautiful.
Of course, as magnolia, which is my favorite. I wore it today, and I'm now terrified that I can't get any more. But if you already purchased that, or if you didn't get that in time, but you want to make a cool thing for your mom for Mother's Day or for Easter, these might be a really awesome.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the gentle foaming facial wash, and it goes in a 4-ounce foaming pump dispenser. Is that like the On Guard hand wash dispenser?
I think that is. I don't know if that's a 4-ounce, but that's the exact same type.
Yeah.
That foaming.
I wonder if it is.
And it's really, a lot of the stuff is so easily doable. I think that's where we can get caught up, is like, oh, great, I can do this DIY, and I don't know where any of this stuff is or where to get it.
Right. And so then I'm just looking at that again, and it has 8 drops of essential oils. So then you could pick from above the sheet where it has this customized skincare recipes, and you could add the essential oils for your skin type.
Yeah. So if you know
acne and mature,
if you're making it and you have acne prone skin, or if maybe you're making it for a parent, you have that mature skin that you see on the very top there, or just if you want to do kind of a general, you're not sure, you can do an all skin type with the clary sage, the frankincense, geranium, Hawaiian sandalwood, lavender.
Nice.
It's really awesome. It provides a carrier oil option for each one of those as well.
Yeah, and just remember with the carrier oils, they do have a lifespan, and some of them are as quick as 6 months.
Okay.
And I'm not quite sure off the top of my head, but it's in one of my books. I could look at it real quick while we're talking.
Yeah, that would be perfect. And with mature skin, we're seeing avocado oil. What I noticed in some of my research is that avocado oil is big when it comes to collagen production. So I thought that was super interesting. So if it makes sense for mature skin, avocado oil would be something that's recommended to help that youth.
And the shelf life for avocado oil is 12 months.
Perfect.
This is what's making the do-it-yourself products really preferable to things that you can buy from Walgreens or even Whole Foods. We don't have any preservatives in these products. It's the preservatives that are in the conventionally purchased products that are really harmful.
Yeah,
they're the ones that are actually causing skin rashes and allergies and hormonal disruptions and all that stuff. So if you can make your own, you'd be so much better off. So I'm just going to take a look. So the olive oil, I think that one it's 12 months. Sunflower is 3 to 9.
That's where you're getting into the short term.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
So I'd probably avoid, if that was me,
too. I don't know that one with the
Tamanu. I've not really heard of that, and I, to be honest, would not be sure where to buy that without looking on Google.
Julie would know. She'd say, "Oh, you go to Amazon and buy something." Right. Grapeseed. I don't see that here in my book. It might be somewhere else, but the almond was in here. Where did I say almond? 6 to 12 months. And
what I love about jojoba is it says indefinite.
Yeah,
so
right.
I guess that's forever.
Oh.
Did we just get kicked off?
Are we still on?
Are we still on?
Sharing is paused. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think we're still good. Where's my form? Oh.
Wow.
Okay. I think we got a phone call, so we kind of got bounced off a little bit.
We got kicked off our own call.
Hey. Okay, apricot is 6 to 12 months. And avocado
is 12.
Is 12 months, yeah. So the olive oil, the avocado, probably would be really good choices.
The jojoba.
Yeah, that would be good too. That one's
indefinite. So, but if you want to give your mom incentive to use this up before next Mother's Day, right. You can do that avocado oil.
Right. And interestingly, there's no fractionated coconut oil on this list, which I hear sometimes that's drying for some people's skin. So maybe that's why it's not on there. But the jojoba is a very nice alternative. I think that's a great one.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
And yeah, we did for our holiday, I was thinking about this, we did our holiday workshop, and we did that amazing coffee scrub. That's not on here, but I see this body exfoliant, which is awesome. And it's using sugar, which is less abrasive and dissolves a little bit easier. And so I am a sucker for a salt scrub, that's for sure. I always love my pedicures with that nice salt scrub, and they told me that it was their secret, but it was a salt and an olive oil mixture, which makes sense because that's
where did you have that done?
I always go to Soak here in town, where they just do metal bowls and not the massage chairs that get the sometimes trapped bacteria in most
so it's a little safer.
So I feel like it's safer. But yeah, that avocado oil with the sugar is really, really amazing. And this one mentions white sugar or salt if you want to. It's just a little more abrasive. Carrier oil of your choice, and some essential oils also of your choice. And
that would be so much fun to have some women over and just have different kinds of salts and pretty containers and your essential oils. And, you can't really make a mistake. You just what appeals to you, and it'll work.
You can tailor it to each person, and it doesn't have those chemicals, so hopefully it'll appeal to everyone. Anyone who wants to do a DIY during the call, I decided to stick to a roller ball just because doing some of these might get a little Martha Stewart in depth and measuring and spilling and sugar all over the office. So what I love is any one of these roller balls is in a 10 milliliter ball with a carrier oil. And there's anything from eczema to cold sores. I kind of felt myself drawn to scars. Wendy mentioned there's also another treatment for scars, which is exciting, and it's also through Sue Hitzman, who taught us fascia work. And so I'm going to demonstrate that as well during the mini facelift and hand spa class.
Great.
I don't know if anyone can see it here, but I have a big old gash going across my arm. My almost 6 month old puppy decided he just somehow got me with his nail one morning, and it has left a humongous scar right now. So if you want to make one of your roller ball recipes, just go ahead and grab your roller ball with your top and your carrier oil of choice. I'm just using fractionated coconut oil because I felt like that was the easiest.
Do you want the one with the pump dispenser on the top?
Oh, sure. That would be great. So you can find these on your doTERRA login account. They sell these beautiful roller balls. I love that they have the metal tops instead of some of the ones you get on the other websites that are plastic. The metal just rolls so well, and I even feel like the plastic ones smell weird from some that I had in the past. So these are amazing, and you have your little pump is sold separately, and then you get your fractionated coconut oil if that's something you can dilute any of your oils for sensitive skin. So that's always great to have on hand no matter what. And this scar rollerball has geranium, helichrysum, and frankincense. So geranium obviously seems like it's in everything, which lucky for me, I love it. But
you're among the few.
I am. Same with patchouli.
I made a mistake because it's in my bag, and geranium and grapefruit are right next to each other in bag. And I thought I was putting grapefruit in my water, And I wasn't.
Good thing it's a supplement.
I know, but it tastes like poison.
I don't know what I should look this up just for fun. I don't know what I would drink geranium for.
Right,
honestly,
exactly.
But yeah, I accidentally drank Siberian fir on accident instead of. I was trying to do spearmint or peppermint, and I grabbed the wrong bottle and tasted like I ate a tree. So if you're looking at your recipe here, and I'm really interested. Anyone who has psoriasis or eczema, and if you try any of these roller balls for those specifically, let me know what you think. I feel like those two things are such a loaded gun for me, and it's always like when we were at convention, someone had experience with poison oak, I think it was, and we learned if you add oils to poison oak, it gets worse.
Yeah.
So if you look that up in your book and it said, try this, it spreads.
Yeah, you have to be careful with the oils.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of just, it goes everywhere. And so I feel like psoriasis and eczema may not be in that same umbrella, but I do feel like they're so difficult. A lot of that has to do with diet and nutrition as well. Just kind of notice that.
Yeah. So those two, I would say, sorry for interrupting, but I would say if you are dealing with those kinds of conditions, or somebody who is, that Terrazyme.
Absolutely.
Take Terrazyme and see if that works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when people are talking to me about enrolling in doTERRA and they're motivated by their skin and they have those kinds of issues, I steer them towards the Cleanse and Restore Kit. And that seems to really work for people. It's only a 30-day program, but it gives you a chance to experience what it's like to have the proper nutrition in your body. And of course, we're talking about lifestyle too, getting enough sleep and drinking enough water, and then having a great diet and all the rest of it. But it's a great start. It's such a great product line, that Cleanse and Restore Kit.
Oh, absolutely. You're getting rid of those toxins. You're starting over. And then, I recommend kind of an elimination diet for a while. And it'd be interesting to see, if you're kind of cutting out those common allergens. My boyfriend has, it seems like psoriasis, and he's getting it on his eyelids now. And it looks painful. I know he's in pain. And I see your rashy eyelids, and I'm like, we've got to get this under control here. Like, you need to do something more than just some weird creams.
And is it anywhere else?
It's on it started on his leg. It's on his eyelids. It's just seeming like it's going everywhere. But, and he's also not doing any of the detox or in diet, which of course I'm encouraging. Right. As we've talked, I've just been making my little roller ball. And so you can just notice how easy that is. You can do it while you're watching TV, talking to somebody. It's a really simple, it's not super time consuming chore. I feel like when it feels like a chore, or it's like, I gotta do that. That's on my to-do list. And it's just a big pain and we don't do it. So that was all finished. I did 3 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of helichrysum, and 1 drop of geranium. If you get a couple extra drops, it's probably not the end of the world. I got a little extra geranium and frankincense, I think. So once you have your drops in appropriate for the recipe in your roller ball, you're just going to fill the rest with some fractionated coconut oil or your carrier oil of choice. They give you some amazing options up there to choose from. You're just going to kind of, if you have the little pump here, it makes it super easy. And I don't want to use all of your
I have
oil.
plenty, so don't worry about that. But while she's doing that, I'll just tell a story about a friend of mine who had a broken ankle years ago, and she had surgery and she was left with a terrible scar. And because of that scar tissue, it has really limited the range of motion that she has in her scar. It's limited her mobility. So I showed her how to do the foot treatment with the balls. And as we were talking about the scar, I told her that one of the things that was recommended in the Essential Life book was just an application of frankincense and to manipulate that tissue. And let's see, I think I told her to do it on Sunday, and I had her over for dinner on Thursday, and I said, how's your ankle? And she couldn't believe how much better it was.
Really?
Yeah, and it's kind of a big gnarly scar. So she doesn't, she was kind of uncomfortable about how it looked, but she was also getting a lot more range of motion. And that's going to help her whole body. Her balance is going to be better. Her mobility is going to be better. Yeah, so it worked out really well for her.
It's interesting. I had a procedure and they said, make sure you really get in there with that scar. And I was kind of like, I have stitches and I am in pain. I don't want to deal with that. Obviously, I wait till your stitches are done and your scar's kind of healed, or the incision's healed. But it's true. You feel that hardness to it. And that's part of that healing process, but it doesn't need to stay there.
Right.
And so if you don't really manipulate that, then it just kind of gets stuck. And what's interesting is I recently told a story about scar tissue. And what was cool was they had actually had the access to a cadaver. And so it looked like this person had probably had a gallbladder surgery or appendix. I think it was one or the other. And on the skin of the cadaver, you could see like a tiny incision, and a lot of times that's what we see with those procedures. And then as they cut down more into the layers of the skin, that little incision in the next layer was a little bit bigger, and the next layer was a little bit bigger, and the next layer was a little bit bigger. And once they got to really, really deep within the tissue, it turned out that tiny incision that you saw on the skin actually had covered the entire body cavity and was all working its way all the way up. I mean, if you think about it, your entire torso basically being scar tissue, and all you can see from the front is this tiny little thing. And
that's amazing. Well, that motivates me to really work my scar. So I broke my leg, everybody knows the story, a few years ago. And I do get in there and I manipulate that. So we'll show you how to do that on Sunday, April 28th, along with the mini facelift. But I also wanted to talk about the Immortelle, which was a product that Kimberly had recommended that I put on my scar. We were sitting at the pool together at convention one year, and she said, Wendy, that scar is gnarly. You got to put something on there. And I actually had that with me, and I used it, and within a day or two, it actually looked so much better right away. Scar tissue is connective tissue, and when you have an injury, your connective tissue just keeps laying itself down like crazy Band-Aids, trying to just keep you kind of stitched together. But with products like the essential oils and this fascial rehydration technique, you can organize that scar tissue again, so you don't have to live with that dry layering of tissue.
Well, and even if you're not super concerned, maybe it's not your foot and you don't have range of motion issues, you have a scar somewhere else, it's, interesting to maybe think about. There was another person that they also were able to see in a cadaver form where they had so much scar tissue as they went down into the layers that the scar tissue had actually formed a ring around their intestines.
Wow.
And so now you have scar tissue constricting your intestines. And at that point, I don't know how you can get in that deep to work it. So the more proactive you can be, the less you may have some really weird issues down the road that also at that point may not be able to be solved. No doctor is going to say, you know what, your digestive stuff, I think, is some kind of scar tissue that's encircled your colon. Let's go in and cut that out, and then it'll scar again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unfortunately, only in this person passing away and becoming a donor for cadaver research did they figure out maybe what they had been dealing with for a long time. So something to think about with that manipulation. What's interesting, just really quick about this Immortelle anti-aging blend, is it has the sandalwood and myrrh and helichrysum and rose, which and the frankincense, which a lot of these blends have. So that's really cool.
Yeah, I really
that you're getting a lot of that in these other recipes as well. And it smells really good, I think.
I'm going to put it on my knee right now. All right, is there anything else that we need to know? I think we should show them.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and look at the back about, I guess, the front office is really what it's called.
Can you close this down? Get rid of that. And screen share has its options. Okay. And I'm going to open this. Sorry, it takes me a second to get myself organized. And
this is a chance for people to drink water.
Yeah.
Or make your rollerball recipe. I feel like I'm thirsty just talking about it.
I know it. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a quick login. And we'll go to the shop page as soon as we get in here. So I wanted to just show you under personal care, and then we go to the essentials skincare line. And here's the customizable essential skincare kit. So if
it's 85 PV, which was exactly what I needed, and I added the brightening gel, which was great. And I'm excited to see if that changes my spots.
Let's see. Let's just go ahead and add that. Okay, customize. So when I hit the customize button, I went onto my shop page and then hit the customize button. Then I can see the other products that are in that product line, and you can add them, and you can see that you can save some money. So this one, the anti-aging eye cream, which we love, you can save $20 on that. So it's a great way to add some other products if you need them.
And what's really, speaking of that anti-aging eye cream, like I mentioned, that customizable kit comes with this cool little book, and it talks about your product. But what I really love that doTERRA did is that they provided a clinical study for the anti-eye cream. And I was a little like, okay, always rubs it under our eyes. But what was interesting, it says when measured, 100% of subjects showed immediate improvement in skin firmness with an average improvement of 35% after one use. After 8 weeks, 100% of subjects showed improvement in skin firmness with an average improvement of 60%. And then they give you a ton of different statistics and results there, but that's just specifically on that eye cream, and it's so cool because it looks like a little roller ball,
nice.
And it's just like a
really
fun
nice
little. Yeah, and then they talk about the other stuff in there, but I just love that they added that. It's not smoke. It's not a smoke and mirrors necessarily. Like, there's actual.
I know there's some science behind that. All right. Well, thank you so much for giving us a great class today. I knew you would do a great job. It's really good.
Thank you. I hope this helps everybody. Keep these handy, and especially nice go out and teach some classes. If you need help, I can tell you where you can get more of these. You can even get some matching rollerball labels. And this would just be such a good gift basket or workshop.
Or girls' night in.
Girls' night, or like bridal spa, kind of anything. And then come see us at the follow-up mini class.
We'll send you an invitation for that.
Yeah, April 20th at the basement at 1 p.m. for a mini facelift and hand spa class.
And then next week, it'll be my turn, and I'm going to be teaching about a cleanse, a spring detox. So it kind of falls right on the heels of what we've been talking about today.
Hydration,
taking care of your skin kind of from the inside out. And we're going to share some recipes, and I'll go through some of the product line to help you with that too. Okay?
I'm excited.
All right. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Okay. And the meeting.